what is the M100 from Canon like, and the M200 from Canon? The cameras that I've not talked much about, I've done comparisons with them before, but I've got them up on screen, so we're going to have a look at them and find out what are they all about. So the Canon EOS M200 is a compact mirrorless camera. You're looking at about $549 there, and the M100 is about a couple of, well, $100 cheaper, and that's going to be a similar setup because you're getting a kit lens with it. It is a mirrorless camera. We're going to look at the individual specs of these. I want to do a live comparison between the two, so I can already say the 200 is a newer camera, and for that slight difference of money, is it worth buying a new camera? Let's find out. So the main thing here is M100 was released in 2017, M200 was released in 2019, so there's a couple of years difference between them there. Now, what would I look at? The main things I'm going to look at here is they're going to be both 24 megapixels because they're crop sensor mirrorless cameras, and you can see here the CMOS. Okay, so the processor on the M100 is a Digic 7, and the processor on the M200 is a Digic 8. So we've got a slight improvement in the processors there. What are Digic processors? I did a whole video explaining Digic processors and what they are, but in a nutshell, it basically means how the camera handles autofocusing and high ISO photos. It basically handling the photos once they're taken in the camera, and the colors and the autofocusing. That's a quick way of putting it, but I did a full detailed explanation on that. So coming down further, we've got okay, ISO up to 25,600. Both cameras are same, and I think the main difference here is going to be, okay, so they are both EFM mount lenses. So this is in the range of like the Canon M50 camera. So if you remember the M50, it's a mirrorless camera, but you can't put these lenses on there. I have a lot of cameras that have EFS lenses. That means the camera I end up buying, I bought the SL3, Canon SL3, also known as the 250D, but that camera allows me to use my EF lenses because I've invested in those lenses. I don't want to use adapters and then adapt that to this mirrorless camera. But if you're looking for a small mirrorless camera, this is a good option. The autofocus points, there is a big improvement in the M200. Being a newer camera, you get extra 143 in total. The older one only had 49, so that's something to keep in mind. They both have tilting screens and they're 3 inches. Okay, program, both okay, continuous drive, they both take about 6 photos a second if you do continuous shooting. Okay, so now we're looking at video. The old one had 60 frames a second, 1080p. The new one has 24 frames a second in 4K, 60. Okay, so you're basically getting 4K in the newer camera. Is there anything else apart from that? M200, M100. Well, there might be. It might be a live streaming question next, because you know we like to live stream with our cameras. So what I'll do is I'll check the live streaming capabilities of these two cameras and see if they're worth the money. After some quick searching, I've discovered that M200 will allow you to have clean HDMI out with autofocusing, whereas the M100 was a bit more difficult. People had problems with it and they ended up not getting a solution. So if I was going to get a camera for live streaming specifically, I wouldn't probably get the M200 because of my lenses and what I use. However, if you're currently looking at them, the better camera to get will be the M200. It's worth paying that little bit extra to get that camera for your needs, and it will also give you the 4K video. So hopefully that helps you. I did a number of comparisons about cameras. You can find more here about camera comparisons. I'll see you on that video.